Okay, first thing first is you need your items that you're going to tie-dye. I have a mixture here of shoes, leggings, jeans, hat, t-shirts, so a little bit of everything. You'll also need some sort of trash bags we use, and then some gloves. You'll actually probably need a few pairs of gloves, so you might want to change them to not mix dye colors. Then of course you will need your tie-dye coloring options, whatever it is you may want. So I have a few different options. Now the thing with the tie-dyes, after you mix them, they really don't hold their strength, but for maybe a day or two. Some spray bottles just to get items wet or damp if need be. Also, I've used these before to try different spray tie-dye effects, so just depending on the pattern you want. And yeah, a little bit of everything. You're going to need some water on hand, and then paint brushes just depending on what I'm going to do. So, oh, and then rubber bands. Yeah, you definitely need some rubber bands to tie up the clothing with.
Okay, so right here is shirt number 1. I want to try to avoid putting a lot of dye on the Patagonia logo itself. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but you want to start by twisting it, and you want to try to twist the shirt as tight as possible. That gives you the classic tie-dye effect. However, I'm going to do a double spiral, and you'll see this here why I'm rubber banding the top part, and then I'm twisting the bottom part in the opposite direction just to give it a little bit more character, a little bit more pizzazz. And you'll rubber band each one of those separately, and then go ahead and just rubber band everything else together, because you kind of want it to be a tight little spherical shape. And then once you have it all, you want to pour water on it. Now you can pour water and have the item moist before. I do it after, so it's easier for me to roll up. Okay, so right here I am taking this particular dye kit, and these are the colors I'm going to use, which match the colors of the shirt. Pour them in this bottle, and then you'll fill the bottle up with water. I wanted to try to get the lighter color in the center of the graphic so that it's not so dark where you can't see the graphic. And then I just want to go diagonal with the same color so that it has that really nice pattern. That's when you get the matching spiral pattern. So right here in the center I start. Now I start a little at a time just to make sure I have enough dye mix, and then I will add. You want to make sure though that you're soaking the shirt for as dark as you want the shirt. So if you really want a light, subtle dye, then as long as you get the whole top layer covered, you're good. If you want a bright, vibrant dye throughout the entire shirt, you want to really make sure that you are soaking the shirt with as much of the dye as possible. Then once you're finished, you go ahead and wrap it up with the bag that you're using so that the dye doesn't get anywhere, and put it off to the side to let it sit for a while.
Okay, I'm going to do the shoes next. So these are some pre-owned Vans that I purchased at a yard sale for $3 quite a while back. They're actually my size, so I thought if they come out bad, too bad to sell, at least I can have some for me to wear. So I'm going to do these in a way that I would like them. And what I really want is I want the full tie-dye coloring to show from the base here. So I'm probably going to do the base and then replicate the back the same way, so from like here back. So if I go like just say blue, green, yellow, then I would go yellow, green, blue. So this way you see it from both the back and the side, and then the front gets the full effect. So I put some paper in there to keep the shoe from creasing. I'm going to put a little bit more in this one because I do want a flat surface. That would be a little bit easier to work on. Now you can use actual tie-dye liquids like this, and I would recommend either just going extremely slow or doing a paintbrush, because you don't really want to soak through the shoes a whole lot. So you can use a paintbrush, which is what I was thinking about doing, but because I have these, I'm going to try these fabric markers. I've never worked with these before, so I'm going to try this and see how it works. If it's too light or anything, I figure then I can go over it with the dye, but if those work, I might be able to be a lot more precise. And let's see how these turn out.
Alright, so here are all the markers. I'm going to go through them and figure out exactly which colors I want and kind of just get started. Of course, this scene is on a fast speed. I'm going to go ahead and just play some music and show you guys how I'm doing this. There's really no thought in advance. I'm just going with my artistic feel at the moment and crossing my fingers that it comes out nice. Okay, so let me know right here on the back if you would have gone all the way across or not, or if you think that would look better. I just wanted a nice accent in the back so it wasn't plain, but I don't know if I 100% like it like this, or if I should take the color and go all the way across so that the whole back is covered. Let me know in the comments below what you would do. Thanks. Okay, so on this one, it's a Champion plus size crop top. I wanted just a very nice, classic, simple look, and I knew that I would want to do just two colors, so I tried to pick two contrasting colors to really make the design pop. And I'm putting 3 rubber bands, so I have 6 sections, and I will just do every other section a different color out of the 2. Okay, so this shirt I wanted to do a little differently because there is a large graphic all in the front center. I really wanted to just hit the sides of the shirt, so I went ahead and did this side roll. And the rubber bands are one to keep the shirt together, but also just to compartmentalize it for me so that I can tell about where I want to start and stop and start the new color. So that's what I did there, and the roll at the bottom I did because I wanted to add just a little bit of a brighter color, but not a whole lot, because I do want to try to keep this a very unisex style shirt color. Okay, and the last one I'm going to show is a hat that I did get my logo put on. It's kind of a cheap quality hat, so I was very curious how the color would hold up. Now, I would recommend, instead of completely submerging it like I did in the bottle of water, to just get a spray bottle and spray it down, because it was a little too wet even after I let it dry some. So you can see how the colors are bleeding out a little bit more than I would like, and that's just from the hat being too wet. So I was trying to be very careful, kind of trying to really spot dye this the best that I could. And then of course you see that's dripping there, and I thought that would look nice to get the back and top a little bit softer blend. So I was trying something that I've never tried before in this format.
And here are the final products. I went ahead and left these as is. Think that looks okay, and I can always add to it later. The hat came out pretty dang good. It's still drying though, so this is just an all-around look at that. And here are these. They're still hang drying. I want to keep them out here till they're completely dry, and then I will wash them. So it didn't really work the way that I thought as far as leaving it here. I think because I soaked it a little too much in the middle, but I'm still happy with the way that that one came out. This one here, the Patagonia, way too dark right in here, but it's kind of okay. It adds, I think, a little bit to the mountain landscape, and you can still see the logo. I do like the multiple swirl effects on that one. Here is the Champion. Really like this one a lot. It is a nice vibrant color. These two I did not show just because I only had so much time. This is a personal shirt for myself, so it's a throat punch kind of day. This is some merch that I purchased off of a fellow reseller entrepreneur. And then these leggings. These are Lululemon leggings, and the material did not take as well on these. I still think they're kind of cool. I just don't know if they'll sell or not. I might have to redo these, but the concept I think is pretty cool because they were just really stained up the other way. That one's probably my favorite. And this one looks really cool because it does kind of look mountain sky like. And then this one has some of my favorite color combinations.